I might fall from a tall building, I might roll a brand new car, 'cause I'm the unknown stuntman that made Redford such a star. Well, as you can tell, I'm not a singer. For sure I'm not. However, when I first saw the Volkswagen Amarok in this trim level with the lights on the roof, I was all focused on the show that was on TV in the early 80s. Whoa. In the early 80s, the Fall Guy with Lee Majors as Colt Seavers and, you know it, Heather Thomas as Jodie. Oh my god. Well, yeah, so when I first saw the car, I wanted to have it to feel like Lee Majors at least for a couple of days. And here I am, today I'm presenting you the Volkswagen Amarok with the Canyon trim line. Early 2008, Volkswagen presented the first concept car close to the Amarok, but it lasted until the end of 2009, until they finally presented the production car. They presented it as a world car, so they're selling the Amarok worldwide. Good for us, so everyone can watch this clip actually. And worldwide, except North America, they still have problems placing this car in the North American market due to high taxes for import cars. However, when it was presented, it was a double cab version, the version I'm presenting you today. In 2011, they started selling a single cab version as well. And as it's a world car, it's produced not only in Hanover in Germany, but also in beautiful Argentina. Well, there are quite a few competitors worldwide. I'm just naming a few we have in Germany, and Germany is really not a pickup market. Even this baby here has the most share on the pickup market in Germany. So we have the Toyota Hilux, the Mitsubishi L200, the Nissan Navara and the Ford Ranger, for instance. Well, at least in Germany, Volkswagen is offering the Amarok with two diesel engines. Well, both 2-liter TDI engines. First one has 140 horses and the other one comes with 180 horses. Most likely you will shift this car manually. You have a 6-speed manual transmission or as an option an 8-speed automatic transmission. The car comes by factory setting with rear-wheel drive, but as an option you get the Volkswagen all-wheel drive called 4MATIC. Well, here's the heart of our test car and I like it. It's a commercial vehicle, so no plastics around, just the engine, you know, that's the real stuff, the Fall Guy, yeah. So we have the 2-liter TDI turbocharged, by the way, with 180 horses. It's good for maximum torque of 420 Newton meters, and you get them starting at 1750 RPM. Our test car is equipped with a 4-motion all-wheel drive and comes with a 8-speed automatic transmission. In case you're new to our channel Ausfahrt.tv, please look in the description of this video. You will find technical data about this car and jump marks. Our clips are long, intense and in-depth, but you can switch from chapter to chapter if you're not interested. Well, let me give you the basic facts about this baby here. Acceleration from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour or 62 miles per hour in 11.3 seconds. And the top speed is reached at 179 kilometers per hour, which equals 111 miles per hour. The gas tank of the 2015 Volkswagen Amarok is good for 80 liters or 21.2 gallons. Volkswagen claims a fuel consumption of 8.5 liters on 100 kilometers or 27.6 miles per gallon, which means that under perfect conditions you can drive up to 940 kilometers or 580 miles without getting gas. In terms of CO2 emissions, Volkswagen claims that this car only sets free 224 grams per kilometer. So according to Volkswagen, you know, Dieselgate and all that. The Volkswagen Amarok has a length of 5.18 meters, which equals 204 inches, with a wheelbase of 3.1 meters, which equals 122 inches. It is 1 meter and 83 centimeters high, so 72 inches, and it is 1.95 meters wide, which equals 77 inches. From mirror tip to mirror tip, it's even 2.23 meters wide, or 88 inches. As of the turning circle, you need at least 13 meters or 42.7 feet of free space. The approach angle is 28 degrees, the ramp angle 23 degrees, the departure angle 23.4 degree. Wading depth is 500 millimeters or 19 inches, and the slant angle is 50 degree, while the rise angle is up to 45 degree with even 1 ton of extra load. The curb weight of this car is 2,101 kilograms or 4,632 pounds. The admissible total weight is 2,820 kilograms, which equals 6,217 pounds. In Germany, our test car would cost around about 57,050 euros. Well, at least in Germany, for the Amarok, you can choose between 2 different trim levels, or you even pick one of the 3 current special models, special releases, and the Amarok Canyon that I'm driving here or showing or presenting today is one of the special trim editions. For instance, it comes with 17-inch alloys with the overall protection on the rear, or the black pipes on the side, and we have some options in the interior as well. But the lights on top, they are not part of the trim level or of the special limited, the special edition. They come extra. In Germany they cost round about 1,400 euros, so 1,400 euros. Well, Volkswagen planned and constructed this car, designed this car for commercial use actually, but at least in Germany, quite a few private people are buying this car for their leisure and entertainment, sort of SUV, sports utility vehicle. That's a sports utility vehicle, because here you can really put bikes, even motorbikes, on the back and drive wherever and have fun. Yeah. So after a while they offered more and more options, because they noticed that a lot of people want to have a luxurious car, not only a commercial vehicle, a car with all the luxury of a normal Jeep or SUV, and so they offer the car actually by factory setting just with normal light bulbs, but as an option you get the big xenon headlights with LED day running light. And just as a hint, the lights on top of the car, they're used for the high beams, so whenever you turn on your high beams, they brighten your day or your night actually. And it's really neat, because if it's a little bit foggy, you really see the light coming from top going on the street. And I was reading, they're so bright that once you pass traffic signs, you need your shades on to pass traffic lights with these high beams on the roof on. That's pretty neat. The color of our test car is called Copper Orange Metallic, and it's one of 7 colors you can choose from, at least in Germany. Those 17-inch alloys come with the Canyon special model, so there's a factory setting for the Canyon, and you can choose 18-inch even if you want to. By the way, only in the front we find disc brakes, and as it's a sort of off-road vehicle, I might tell you that the ground clearance is 23 centimeters or 9 inches. Well, it's a pickup, but Canyon specific. Here's a lattice Canyon, and the black pipes, those come only with the Canyon special model. And the lights are a little bit darker than the regular rear lights that comes with a Canyon special model, and I think most people would buy the hook as well. Our test car does not have a hook, I don't know why. And now I would like to welcome you to follow me inside so I can show you around in the interior. Doors are pretty huge and they open in an angle around about 75 degrees, and I just measured it. You have to step up 52 centimeters or 22 inches. So it's just one step up, but actually you can push your butt easily to the seat, reach out a little bit to close the door. Welcome inside the Volkswagen Amarok. Well, first of all, you have to keep in mind it's a commercial vehicle, but Volkswagen decided to bring more and more lifestyle features sort of in the car, because they noticed that a bunch of private people are buying this car for pulling trailers or doing sports and having the load area for their toys or sport instruments. So starting out, it's a commercial vehicle, which you see at once because it's all hard plastic all the way here. But I'm sitting on leather seats. So the Canyon is meant to be a lifestyle trim for the Amarok, and so we have leather seats, really nice leather seats, and like this orange applications around the air outlets, giving the car a little more lifestyle look, like this leather steering wheel as well, with the orange stitching that you find in the seats as well. And here we even have some leather at the stick, yeah, with orange stitches as well. So material, commercial vehicle with a little bit of lifestyle or comfort in terms of leather. Concerning the space you have here, I have lots of space for my head. I had no problems finding the right sitting position. It's pretty wide. The Amarok is a pretty wide vehicle, even in comparison to the competitors. So you really feel that you have lots of space. Driving here with two people in the front, that's easy, and you really feel like you're in a spacious car. The usage of the car, it's a Volkswagen, you feel it from all the switches and displays. However, the center is not focused to the driver at any bit, but you can reach everything fine. It's all easy to reach. Okay, let's start with the regular stuff. The seat belts are not adjustable on your shoulder, and they're not really long. I mean, at least I've seen longer seat belts. At least they have this orange here that comes with the car as well. As I told you, I'm sitting on leather seats. They're pretty comfortable, by the way. You have to adjust them manually. You can put them up and down, adjust the backrest and screw it to the very back or to the very front. That's it. And that's my position, I guess. You can even heat them up into intensities. It takes a while, and it's not getting really hot in the back, the way I like it. Well, this is the optional steering wheel that comes with the Amarok Canyon. It's adjustable in well, in this radius manually, and well, it's a leather steering wheel with this orange stitching as well. By the way, it's a multifunctional steering wheel. On the left side, you have buttons to control the infotainment system. On the right side, to control the board computer. Yeah. Okay. Looking in the mirrors, I like the mirrors. They're really big. They suit the car very well. They almost have a squared shape. And I like them because you can really use them to park the car backwards or to drive backwards. You see the end of the car, and if you look in the rear mirror, you don't see the whole rear window, but you see where the car ends, and that's pretty handy for backing up. I like that. Turning my head around my left shoulder, well, the B-pillar is not too small, but it's not really a blind spot. On the other way around, A okay, B okay, and even C okay. Even with the headrest of the rear bench, you don't really have a blind spot. And overall, I think this car is really good in terms of an overview. It's easy to maneuver because you see really everything. And if you still have problems, you can order as an option a rear camera. Gives you a not very crisp picture, but it's at least good enough to drive up to a trailer or into a parking spot. And you have a a drawing on the side to show you if something is in the way of your sensors. That's pretty neat. It's not, you don't have to have it, but it's neat to have it. Okay, behind the steering wheel we have the cockpit with two classical round gauges. On the left side the speedometer going up to 6,000 RPM, while the red range starts with 5,000 RPM. On the right side the speedometer going up to 240 kilometers per hour, while the car's top speed is less than 180, so they waste a little bit of space. Inside the big gauges you have smaller ones. On the left side is the temperature, the water temperature. On the right side how much more diesel you have in your tank. In between the two round gauges you have the monochrome display for the board computer, where you can switch between your current speed, so as a digit, which I like, your current fuel consumption of your trips, the reach, and how much kilometers you've driven during your trip, and the average speed you had. And then you can switch to audio, navigation for some instructions, the telephone, and you can do the options with the car as well. Yeah, it's easy to read, as well as the display of the infotainment system. By factory setting you get a small radio. Here we have the optional infotainment system with a GPS, with a navigation system. It's the old generation of the MIB, of Volkswagen's modular infotainment platform. So you still have to hook up your phones using the MFA, so the display of the board computer. It's not really responsive, a little bit too small, but it's fine for a commercial vehicle, I think. So no problems with it. Yeah, and as well, I haven't figured out if it's switching from day to night mode automatically, so I just left it on night mode, and it's easy to read during day and nighttime from the sun and all that. No problems. Okay, we don't have an ambient light, we don't have a sunroof. What we have is external heating that I can turn on here and put the timer. I just point this out because this display is pretty bright, and driving during nighttime I was always getting irritated because there was something in my vision that was illuminated, and I was always thinking there's someone behind me in the rear mirror, but it's this display up there. And yeah, let's check the horn, I think. That's how the horn sounds like. Alright, let's look through all the compartments real quick. In the door panels we have space for this 1.5 liter bottle, and even space for some more stuff like a wallet, warning vests, whatsoever. The floor of this compartment is coated with cloth, so it's not making too much noise if you put something in there. And but you have to reach down quite a bit, so while driving this might be a little bit dangerous. Up here we have a compartment, not really with an anti-slip surface, but at least with a 12-volt outlet, and you can put your phone in here without it scooting around. In front of the stick shift we have another compartment. Here we do have an anti-slip surface, and once again here you can put your phone or a wallet or whatever. Behind that we have a second 12-volt outlet and a lighter or a third 12-volt outlet. The two cup holders in the center. Here they put an ashtray in there for us, but we're not smoking in the cars, of course, and there are no spacers in the cup holders, so bottles keep jumping around. As an option you can order more cup holders that you can place here on both sides, and even those don't have spacers, but then you have space for at least 4 cups. The armrest is not adjustable in any ways, and here we have just another storage. This bottle fits in here because it's spared out, the lid is spared out, so it fits in here as well, but overall it's not too big. Under both seats we have a lid as well that we can open and put some stuff in there. It's not really deep, up to 1.5 kilos or 3 pounds we can put in there. The gloves compartment really suits its name because it's really small. We have some some papers in here, but there's not really much space for anything else. Both sunshades have makeup mirrors, but they're not illuminated, and here's like a rubber band for documents or whatever. We have handles at all 4 doors, and on all other 3 doors, except the driver's doors, we have handles to ease climbing into the car, if you have problems, if you're small or whatever. There's a reading light for the driver and the passenger, and even an entry light that comes with all 3 lights. Okay, we got the double cab, and so let's check out how much space we have in the rear. So even the frame is a little bit smaller here. I have at least a grip to pull myself in. I have to get a little bit higher than in the front, where the seat is a little bit higher, I guess, but then I can easily reach the door. Well, I haven't told you yet, I'm 180 centimeters tall, so 5'11". This driver's seat is put in a position that I can drive comfortable. And as you can see, I can still sit, or a person with my dimensions can still sit behind a driver, which has my dimensions. If the driver is taller and scoots back, my space for the legs will be limited, but this way I'm just fine, and I even have enough headspace, can use the headrest nice and comfortable, and can look outside. Here we have leather seats as well, and in the door it's hard plastic again, so just like in the front. Toby is not here today because he's still sick, and he told me that he had no problems driving the car. Toby is 195 centimeters tall, so 6'5". In the front he doesn't have any problems. I'm glad he's not here today, because in the back his space would be probably really limited. Okay, let's look in the compartments. In the door panels we have enough space for this 1.5 liter bottle, and even some more space for different stuff. In the back of the front seats we have a bag for magazines, newspapers, whatsoever. In the middle there's nothing, but there's a tiny cup holder down there that is split in 2 parts. You can put up a part that holds the bottles. There are no spaces, but I think for driving this would be fine, at least on the rear. I will just scoot in the middle real quick. And surprise, surprise, I'm not sitting on the locks of the safety belts, and I'm really sitting comfortable. So looking to the side, I can imagine that 3 people with my dimensions can sit in the rear bench pretty comfortable, actually. We have Isofix holders or hooks on both outer seats, but not in the middle. But the locks of the safety belts, they're not stable or stiff. They're on a leash, so kids might have problems buckling up with themselves. For the kids, there are sort of reading lights here, for the left, the right, or for both, which is the entry light, of course, as well. We have handles, I told you, there's a hook for a jacket and another hook on the B-pillar. And I can scoot down the windows, power-driven windows, little tainted, privacy tainting. They fold down completely, and rolling them up, let's check if they have a protection. Yes, they do, so everything is cool. Just one thing aside, here's like a little rubber band you can make loose, and then you can flip the seat of the rear bench up and hold it here, and this way you have some more storage for goods that you don't want to put on the leather. Well, obviously we don't have a trunk, we only have a load area, so no trunk check, but load area check today. And before that, as usual, at least short view of short side of the key. It's pretty simple. Volkswagen key, 2 buttons on one side for locking and unlocking. By the way, that's not part of the locking system. And yeah, well, you can hide the key and put it out. And here we have the Volkswagen badge. Okay, we have a step down here, so actually I could, step on the load area, or I just open the lid this way. It's pretty easy. And here we have space for 1,995 liters or 42 cubic feet. The height of the lid, by the way, is 80 centimeters, or I forgot, but I got my new measuring tape with inches, and or 32 inches. We have a depth of the load area of 150 centimeters or 59 inches, and it is at the smallest point 122 centimeters wide, so 48 inches between the wheels. That's 48 inches or 122 centimeters. And the guys from Europe, you know, the Europe wooden things, they fit in here this way, so that's pretty neat. By the way, we have a special system on our test car that is so I can close the load area this way and open it as well if I want to, if I get it. Just push back, it's a little bit stuck a little bit. However, if you want to, you can get a hardtop as well, or just leave it this way. In Germany, either this cassette system or the hardtop is around about 2,600 euros. And special for our car, we have something that they put in the inside of the load area, something special so it's not getting scratchy too fast, which is optional as well, around about 800 euros. Yeah, if I look around, we have 4 hooks to tie up things here, and we even have a little lights at the overall thing. And that's to eliminate the load area. I forgot one value, the height of the load area. And I will measure it real quick for you. It's 52 centimeters or 20 inches. That's it. Close it down. You can load up to 939 kilograms inside the Amarok and on the load area, of which 100 kilograms can go on the roof, or other way around. You can load up to 2,070 pounds inside the Amarok and on the load area, of which 220 pounds can go on the roof. And if you install the hook, you can pull trailers up to a weight of 3.2 tons if they have their own braking system. Well, before I start sharing my driving impressions with you, I would like to point out 2 things. First of all, this is a commercial vehicle, and overall it's a commercial vehicle with a lifestyle touch, but we always have to keep in mind it's a pickup. It's a 1-ton pickup, and so everything is a little bit different from regular cars, or passenger cars at least. Second point is, we don't have any ability to drive off-road legally in our area. We might find a way in a couple months, but right now it's not possible. Neither did I have a chance to drive to some company and ask him to put me a ton of goods on the load area. So we haven't really put all the weight which is possible on the load area, and all my driving experience is not coming from any experience with a fully loaded car. It's just I'm driving it like a regular car, so nothing much in the trunk or on the load area. Well, if you keep in mind it's a commercial vehicle, it's quite fun to drive actually. The 2-liter TDI has enough horses, 180, to keep the car going. Once you start driving, it's always kind of like, ooh, you know, like it's complaining. But once you're going, it's okay, and the noise level is fine too. At the start, you always hear him, you know, sound like a real diesel, and that's what I mean. Like, yeah, I have to go. But once you have it, it's a silent runner almost. You can go up to speeds of 180 kilometers per hour. I think 160 is reasonable, and I can't really say much about wind noises because we have those light system on the roof, and that system by itself already produces a bunch of noise. but as I heard, you know, with my ear on the glass, I think wind noises start around about 120 kilometers per hour. And if you drive faster than 140, it gets quite loud in here, yeah. But enough power to even be on the Autobahn with the car and not, you know, being full shameful. You can even, you know, go with regular traffic and even push some slower cars. No, just joking. I never do this, but you don't feel like you annoy someone on the Autobahn. You can go like with 140, even with 160 cruise speed, and I think that's pretty neat. Always with the empty car, keep that in mind. The suspension is is common for an SUV slash pickup slash commercial vehicle. We have we have leaf springs in the back. By the way, you get even tighter ones for heavy duty use, and then you can put more load on the back. But you of course feel those springs in the back, those leaf springs. It's a little bit less comfortable than a passenger car. However, I think with the seats, it's fine, you know. Yes, you feel every pothole. Yes, if you have bad road conditions, you're kind of, you know, jumping around in your seat. But overall, it's okay. And on the other hand, driving on the Autobahn with good pavement, this car even feels like a good runner on the Autobahn, you know. It's not that the car's jumping around or doing some strange things. And I'm a fan of, you know, driving pretty fast on exits or, you know, on the turning round to the highway. I like to speed up there to feel how the car behaves speeding through a curve, a long curve. And this one did pretty well on that. So I'm quite surprised. The steering, however, is a pickup steering. You know, that's not direct at any manners. But you have to keep in mind it's a pickup, and so I think it's okay. You don't want a direct steering in an off-road car anyway, you know. You hop around whenever there's a pop hole. So that's pretty fine. I think it's okay. And it's a power steering, of course, and as it felt, it's like, you know, even related to the different speeds you're driving. We have the 8-speed automatic transmission in here, works with charm, seamless shifting. I had no problems with it at all. You can pull back the handle once and then get into sport mode. Then the car shifts, or the automatic shifts a little bit later when you speed up. And it's not sporty driving, but especially like driving on the Autobahn where you want to get to a certain speed, I always pushed it back to sport, and then when I had my speed I was going to regular drive again. And if you want to, you can even shift manually. All you have to do is push the stick to the right side, and then you can go up and down, shift manually. I don't know when you want to do this, maybe in winter time or when you start with a trailer or something. But I did not feel the need at all to do this. The brakes, however, they have no problem with the car. At least I didn't feel that they had problem with the weight. In the front we have disc brakes. In the rear it's not. However, together they do a good job, I guess. I mean, no problem slowing down or even, you know, braking hard with the car. So I think they totally fit good to this kind of car. Well, altogether, it's a pickup, so I'm not talking about driving fun, really. I think a V6 would suit the car pretty well, too, but they're not offering even one. They just offer this 2-liter TDIs. And so, well, we can still wish, but it's not coming. And as far as the off-road stuff goes, I will, please hang on, I will be on a trip in late November where I will have the chance to drive this car totally off-road for a longer period of time, and I will totally bring you a video clip of this event and share my impressions with you as well. Well, talking about assist systems, this will be a very short chapter. We don't have any. No blind spot, no lane keeping assist. It's a commercial vehicle, so I think that's the reason why they don't offer them. Maybe the next generation will have some. I probably think that it will. The only thing we have is a cruise control, not adaptive, but yeah, well, it's kind of sad because you can enable or disable it and well, change the speed as well, but it's not showing which speed you set or which speed are you going to have once you fiddle around with the buttons. The navigation system shows the current speed limit, but that's connected to the map data and not to a camera scanning for the traffic signs. Oh yeah, and once again we have a button to enable the differential in the back, an electrical way. Please hang on to this, as well as an off-road downhill assist. I have no idea, never used it, but I will for sure in November. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. Oh no, I'm sorry. One more thing, the infotainment system. Well, by factory setting you get a small radio. We do have the big infotainment system. It's still based on the MIB1, so the modular infotainment platform by Volkswagen, which shows, for instance, that you have to pair your iPhone via the board computer and not on the display itself, and it's missing the sensor stuff and all that. Still, this display is small, the system is not very responsive, but at the end of the day it works, and I like that. And it helps you, and it's better than not having any sort of system in here. It comes with 6 speakers, and those speakers even help you to well, you can listen to music with it, even driving on the Autobahn pretty fast with this car, which I appreciate, but be aware it's nothing for like classic fans or hip-hop fans whatsoever. It gives you sound, but that's it. Not great sound or awesome sound. Well, the people always say, well, Jan, your reviews are really in-depth, they're really intense and very, very long, but where's the action? Where's the drifting cars? Where's the off-road scenes? Well, you know, I don't know. But at least, yeah, I can jump down here for once. Okay, that's the end of our review. Let me sum everything up. Fuel consumption. Volkswagen claims a fuel consumption under good conditions of 8.5 liter diesels. We've driven this baby 750 kilometers so far and end up with a fuel consumption of 12.3 liters. Well, yeah, a little bit more, but the consumption of Volkswagen does not include the lights on the top, and I think they eat 1 liter at least while you're driving. Driving fun. If you like pickup, it's fun, I guess. You know, if you're not used to pickup, it's fun even more. Overall, yeah, it's a commercial vehicle, at least, you know, at the end, for instance. You know what I mean. And so driving fun here is limited. I haven't been off-road with this car yet, I say. In November I'm gonna be on a trip, late November, and I will be able to check out the off-road abilities of the Amarok, and I will bring you a clip as well to tell you a little bit about this. But so far driving fun is rather limited. It's like a little tank. Comfort is limited as well. It's a commercial vehicle, so the whole suspension is rather not so comfortable. The seats are fine, but overall a little bit of lack of side support, but they're fine with the car, but it's not like a really comfortable car. No, it's not. It's not uncomfortable either, but you know, in terms of a sedan or a E-State version of a normal passenger car, it's a little bit tougher in here. Usage as a daily driver, I say both thumbs up. Well, you might have problems every once in a while finding a parking spot, but overall you have space for 4 grown-ups. In the back they shouldn't be too tall for the legs, you know. But then you have a load area, aka trunk, of almost 2,000 liters, which is great, you know. I like it. I like just putting my stuff in on the load area. I used to be in Kentucky for 1 year, and I know trucks. I like this, you know. Hey, put it in the back. Yeah, sure, Audi. Okay. So what else do we have? We got everything, all 4 points. I like the car overall. Yeah, I had fun driving it. I love the lights on the top, but I would never buy them, I guess, because it's too much wind noise once you drive on the highway or autobahn. Yeah, but all in all, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the show. If you did, give us a thumb up. That motivates us. If you have any questions, please put them below in the comments. If you want to add anything, please feel free. Are you driving an Amarok yourself? Let us know, you know. We like to take your experiences. So if you want to share, feel free, please, really. If you want to do something good for us, please share this clip on Facebook, Twitter, or even Google+. And if you want to support us because you think that our format really rocks, then you can do so using Patreon. It's all linked in the description of this very clip. So it's time for me to go. I say, well, that's it. I'm your host, Mr. Z. This is my show, Ausfahrt.tv, in English, or at least what I call English. I hope to see you soon again. Bye-bye.